Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your Legends shenanigans for the day. We are rocking Atlanta, right? We don't see too many Atlantas out there anymore, right? I feel like the ship could use a little bit of love. It is tough to play, at least for me, but you would definitely need to be cautious and careful with the Atlanta. Now you do get sonar and radar, which is super helpful, but you definitely need to utilize island cover with this ship. Pay attention to broadsides, right? Even against other light cruisers, it just can you can go from full health to zero health faster in this ship than most, right? So definitely a cautious, tough ship to play with, at least my opinion anyway. But so we've got island cover on this flank, so we're going to use it, right? I'm going to try and get up close. We are a little short-staffed on this side because this is a carrier game, and of course I spawned with the side that only has 2 ships. But we've got plenty of islands to duck and weave between here, which is great. If we can catch a destroyer off guard doing the same thing, right, we should do just fine against him. We've got sonar and radar, right? Use the tools that you've got, right? So we'll push up towards the zone here and see how we can manage and support. Now, of course, our challenge here is going to be spotting ships. So, yeah, like, because I don't want to do it, right? I don't want to be the guy out floating out in the middle of the ocean spotting ships. But we do pick up a battleship there for a brief moment. But right, once we get some guns ablazing on this side, I'm looking at the mini-map, and it does look like my entire team that spawned at Bravo just decided to desert it and not even try to defend it, right? So we're going to have to deal with that here at some point. But yes, as you can see, Tirpitz is within our spotting range, right? We would be spotted if it wasn't for this little chunk of island here, right? So kind of trying to get myself in position and lined up here. We do get picked up there, so I might as well shoot the guns. But right, I'm trying to get tucked back in behind these rocks here so that we can just have free reign. And basically, this is how you play Atlanta, right? Like, you just kind of get yourself into a position where you can fire over some rocks, remain as undetected as possible, and just fire spam these ships, right? You get torpedoes, but they're super short range. The key things here are going to be the sonar and radar, right? So you can be a little bit of a destroyer hunter. So, for example, if we did see that Charlie was getting captured earlier, we would assume that that was a destroyer. We could trip the radar and potentially take him out, right? We've got support now. So yeah, so I'm just kind of ducking back as much as I can. I'm watching the height of the rocks behind me off to my left because we do know there's another battleship out there, and if we're spotted, he's potentially just going to send AP shells over that little ridge and we're done, right? So we're going to just have to be careful about that, right? So backing up and breaking line of sight with this Tirpitz is going to be key there, right? So I'll wait for somebody else to pick him up, but then I'm like, all right, let's use this radar here. We know he's within range. We would also then know what else if another destroyer was in here, right? Like, so yeah. But it looks like the other enemy destroyer, right, the one that was at Bravo, got taken out, and then the last remaining one is over at the Alpha Cap, right? So we don't have a destroyer on the enemy team over here. And then this Tirpitz looks like he is hyper-focused on the several ships that are out in front of him and is kind of ignoring us for the time being. So we'll take advantage of that. But yeah, that gets us up to almost 50,000 damage just from kind of farming him and supporting this capture. And then, yeah, we may be able to move up into it and see if we can do double duty here. Capture the zone and shoot this Nagato here, too. So we'll move up a little bit. Gotta always pay attention to the mini-map. We do have a battleship on the enemy team that looks like he's kind of moving up towards the Bravo Cap. So yeah, this constellation. So we can take the torpedoes and see which direction he's moving, right? Just really quick, see if he's moving forward or backing up, and he was backing up. So we should be free and clear from him for a little bit. Nagato looks like he's going to kite away, so we'll just chill here, get the zone, and then kind of make our plans accordingly after this zone's capped here too. So fire on him is going to be great. Nothing else in the area, so we're getting lucky here, right? So that's the other thing you got to do with that's the other way to play Atlanta, right? Just get lucky. Don't get shot at. Right, but we're taking advantage of the situation here. It's kind of the key to playing this game in general. We'll keep pushing up on him. We should be able to move a little bit faster here. See if we can keep getting some cheeky hits on him here. Now, in general, I'm not for chasing down ships that are moving away from objectives. We don't really have too much else to do on this flank at the moment. I'm still close to the Charlie Cap, right? We're just now leaving it, so we can still support, but I want to take advantage of the fact that nobody has line of sight on us, and we have something that we can actually shoot and hit, right? I don't have the best range with the guns on this ship, so, but yeah, at some point, I'm just going to let him sail away, and we'll go and support these zones instead. This Constellation looks like he's coming up, so we may be able to work through him. Constellation hits us with the radar there, so let's keep moving up towards this island so Nagato doesn't get a shot off on us, because I'm sure he hates me by now. Alright, there we go. Radar's done because somebody took him out, so don't have to worry about him. So we'll just keep working this Nagato. But yeah, same thing we did to the Tirpitz, right? Just this guy's lasting a little longer because he's playing defensively, which is what I would do too, right? He's outnumbered on this flank. The best thing to do is kite away and just try and last as long as you can until your teammates can kind of clean up on the other side of the map and then come and help you. But yeah, we're going to run out of cover here, so we'll stop and get our last few salvos off at him. Spotted by planes, that's fine. And my detectability range is pretty close to the same as our gun firing range, right? We're 12.1, and that's about where what's my main battery is 12.1. Oh no, so 11.4, and then 12.1 is our main battery range. So we don't have a lot of wiggle room there. So yeah, he's leaving the area, and I can't. It just does not make sense for us to try and chase him down, right? So we'll go in and help support Bravo here and wait for him to decide to start coming back this direction, right? So see if we can get in the zone. It looks like it's probably going to get capped before we get there. Got a destroyer on our team just chilling in there. It's calling out the carrier, right? We'll leave that to the battleships. This is one ship where I really don't ever try to intentionally draw fire. See what we got left here. It's Akatsuki, right? So we're probably the best tool for the job as far as hunting destroyers. But the challenge here is going to be the remaining battleships on the enemy team are what's going to ruin our day. So we have to be careful about that. And we get hit by bombs. No damage to us though, but we will use the damage con on the steering. Then I'm trying to see here if we can get this island between us and these two battleships. Everything else is far enough away that we won't get spotted for firing our guns, right? So, and Colorado just shot at somebody else, so we won't have to worry about him for a few seconds. And then yeah, there we go, undetected now. So now we can try and farm this Jean Bart. Living right on the edge here, so try and get turned back in. Get some salvos off at him. And he is getting close to being within torpedo range, but I don't know if he's going to survive that long. Somebody else has torps going for him as well. And we'll take him out with the HE. And somebody finished the other battleship. So now we are free and clear to try and find this destroyer. And we have plenty of sonar and radar for him. So we'll come around the corner here, see if we get spotted or not. And we are not.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Kind of at a loss for where he might have gone.
Our team is taking the lead.
Best guess is he's going for Alpha. Try and support that side. We'll keep heading up this direction.
Our victory is in sight.
There we go. Now we're spotted. So what we'll do is we'll wait just a few seconds here, because we know our radar, I think, what, 8.5 or something for this. Yep, down the bottom right there, 8.5 kilometer range for the radar, right? So we get spotted at 11.4, so we need to try and close that gap before we trip radar. And so I think I still tripped it a little too early here, but we'll keep pushing up, guessing that he is somewhere in this direction. And we see torpedoes there.
Torpedoes to starboard.
So we'll start making our turn that way.
Torpedoes to starboard.
So he must have gone all the way around. I'm surprised he didn't go and like help try and like support the zones, right? You got to play the objectives, right? I mean, I get it. Like at this point, he's kind of at a, you know, he's fighting a losing battle here at this point because he's so outnumbered. But since we just saw torpedoes, it looked like all three racks that the Akatsuki has, right? So we just saw the torps, so we could wait a few seconds before tripping the sonar again. He's going to try and send them back at us, as you know, again. So we'll wait a few seconds, trip to the sonar, and then sure enough, here comes some more. Just because there's no sense in having that sonar going just because we just saw torpedoes go by, so we know he's got some reload time, is basically what I'm getting at there. And then we'll call out where I think he is. But yeah, this is the end game of just trying to hunt him down. And then we can potentially just sail in a straight line where we think he is, since we've got sonar going, but and then yeah, aircraft carrier picks him up on the minimap, so now we know where he's at, but that's gonna put us over the top on points anyway. So we'll take a peek at the leaderboard, and then I'll go through the commander build for this one. We do make third place there. Great score by that Z35. Walked away with a good amount of credits. We'll take that action. So I did have target acquisition on here. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to switch this to... this is how long it's been. We're going to switch that to concealment, right? So the aiming system, propulsion mod, and concealment there for the mod slots. So there's definitely, like, you definitely don't want to have, you know, especially if you've got sonar and radar too, like, target acquisition is just not very helpful, right? So, but yeah, this is a free commander, right? So we're using a cruiser commander. I think I have, so Mary J. East River. Kind of trying to figure out why I've got him on here, why we were using him. HE shell damage and main battery shell grouping for inspirations. So this is very, like, more so a defensive commander, right? We've got a lot of defensive perks here. Maneuverability and damage nerfing, right? Like that kind of stuff. And then we got this better sonar here, and then we're rocking fully packed. That gives you an extra sonar and radar charge. But I think for... who is this? Is this Norman? This is probably Norman Scott. I think since I had Norman Scott now, I was kind of switching him up to be more of a HE spammy cruiser commander. And then I have, since I had Adelaide in Baltimore now, she's more of my AP cruiser commander, you know, AP shell-centric cruiser commander, right? So I would actually do this. I would use Norman Scott. But now with like the presets, right? I recorded this game before presets were a thing. So, but now with presets, you could just use, you know what? I would outfit if you've only got Norman Scott, right? He's a really good commander and he's the free one, right? You could do, you know, a refill station or fully packed there. But yeah, you could do a preset for your sort of HE cruiser line, and then you could do another preset for your AP centric cruiser line, right? Since we got those two different lines of cruisers for the Americans, right? But that's going to be our video for the day, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you're following the channel. Make sure you do subscribe. I really do appreciate that. And thanks again, as always, to channel members and those who kind of comment and contribute and hang out with me on live stream. You guys really do make this fun for me. So, yeah, I try to do a Legends video every day. So we will see you guys tomorrow.